Alright, so what do you got going on here?
All right, so as far as with golf, because golf is one of those few sports that's considered a feed forward sport instead of a feedback, because with feedback, you're in the process of a game and not images, but stimuli come to you and you don't have time to truly process everything. You just have to react. It has to be hit you, react. Whereas golf, you get to feed the feedback forward because you get to take in the information that happens, process it, analyze it, and apply it to your next shot, because you have that time between each shot to actually think through what it is that you want to be doing on your next shot, versus with feedback, I don't have time to think through everything and come up with the exact perfect strategy. It has to be a reactive type of thing to actually use feedback. So because of that, it allows you to think through golf, and this is where it becomes an asset and a hindrance, because I can think through what I need to do for the next shot, but also I can overthink what I need to do for the next shot.
Well, and that's where I don't know if we're just saying it differently or I'm adding to what you're saying, but the processing between shots would hopefully make the next shot as reactionary as possible.
Yes, that's what it should be.
Yeah.
But because we have so much time between, and if we don't have the right mental tools to think through how to actually play this game of golf, we're gonna get stuck on, oh, I didn't get this in the exact same position where I said that it had to be, and now I'm overthinking it, and then we get caught up to where we overthink and eventually come into the paralysis by analysis, when you can tell that, when you're able to see that I'm stagnant, you're thinking.
Yeah, think too hard, it's not gonna happen.
And that's where having that feed forward can be a hindrance just as well as a blessing for the game.
Yeah.
So with that, one of the tools that I was using for this to help with that is imagery. But the thing about imagery, there's two forms of it that you can use with golf, especially if you're using them right, because golf, again, allows you the ability to use a pre-shot routine on every shot.
Yep.
Whereas basketball, you can get a routine going for your free throw.
Only
exactly.
Free throws, yeah.
Everything else has to be
And
free.
they all try to make it, basketball is a very similar idea. They all try to make the best in the world just basically have a signature move that they've timed down the pre-shot into the shooting motion.
To be so repetitive.
Harden's little step back that he burns everywhere. He just does it so much. That's kind of part of his routine. When his body does this, he
knows to do that.
And like the guys in the post typically have one, maybe two moves where they're timing their footwork, and that sets them up to always bam, 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 bam,
every single time.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And the free throw is the hard one. It's why, I think one of the toughest things you see is, not tough, but like how they coach the free throws is how do you make your routine? And the same for golf, that when it's time to shoot, you're basically as reactionary as running around, grabbing it, throwing a three-pointer in.
And that's
you've done the things that just like, hey, what do I do to just back of the rim and shoot it,
And that's what it should be for all sports.
I believe so, yeah.
And it's those one moments
done,
when you get to take the time, and where feed forward comes into play, to where it can be, okay, why is something that should be reactionary so difficult? Because now I got time to think.
Yeah, man.
So
it's with mental chess match of golf right in front of you, for sure.
So to utilize imagery the best way with golf, you have to realize that you have two phases of imagery that you can use. You can use visualization, which is going to be based on, let me make sure I'm saying this right. I'm focusing on the process of what I'm doing. I'm thinking, I want the swing to be this way. I want to be going inside and meeting this point. That's where you're visualizing and you're actually thinking about the swing. And you can't use that type of visualization when you're at the tee box. That's a visualization that you want to use when you're away from the game, when you're actually thinking through how I need to be feeling, because when you're using imagery the right way, as you're thinking, you should be feeling it in the same sense. So that it's, okay, I can't go out and swing right now, but if I feel that I have that firm, solid grip And if I feel that I keep this right elbow tucked in and I keep it under and I turn with my body, I can feel that happening and activating in the muscles, and you can utilize that imagery to actually get physical feedback as well.
Yeah.
But that's not something you can use on the tee box. That's where you have to use that imagery in a space that isn't immediately in activity, where you're actively real-time playing the sport.
That makes sense.
But when you're in the game itself, you still want to use imagery. This is where we want to use more outcome-focused imagery, where now, okay, I'm in my think box, I see the hole, I want to hit a draw because there's danger on the right, the draw is my shot shape, and the hole is playing back over to the left. So I see myself starting the ball to the right and letting it draw back over.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And that's where we
seeing
use
the ball hit, and take it one level further. My favorite Nicholas, he always said he got better when the video cameras got better, and not mainly just to diagnose his golf swing, but the more he felt like he saw himself swing, he didn't force anything when he was out there. He could stand there, see the golf shot that needed to be hit. The next thing is he'd stand there and basically just watch himself hit it, and then walk up and let his body do what he just saw himself do, to the point that the more clear the videos were, and they were taping every round and had more shots of him hitting shots that he could remember hitting, and then seeing himself hit it, successful, not successful. It was easier just to, get more into the zone every day of what do I really want to have happen should be just done by, what I can see, and what I can see is hopefully what I can achieve.
Exactly.
That's where they have to just match up between practice and play, for sure. For sure.
So that's the core of it.
Okay.
And how I feel that it made sense with everything about how imagery could be utilized.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there are any other ways that you can utilize imagery or visualization? Well, I mean, you really explained it really well with how Jack did. But maybe pre-round, when you're not on the tee box, when you're actually at home and you're trying to think through.
Many ways. Absolutely many ways. Gosh, it depends how crazy you are. But all the way to so if you're playing tournament golf or you're really into a round, things like yardage books, nowadays they have the GPS things. There's a lot of players that believe, I use the term the old bobsledders, how they just they get photos of the corners, and the night before they're all like, cool runnings they did, they're sitting in a tub and they're all just going the same way, and just repetitively playing. So guys will do that, not only hey, the night before the round, they'll see the wind conditions, they'll look at, hey, tomorrow it's going to be southwest off here. They'll use the yardage books, the times they played the hole, to just know, hey, tomorrow on this hole I'm probably already going to hit this golf ball. I can see it already. So that's really big. And then when you take it to practicing, to me, that's why I think visualization makes guys really, really good when they can stand in an open field like this, use the open field to develop shots, but then could you stand there and Tiger always talked about before a round going to play the holes in my head, and you pick a golf course that at least you know well enough that you're hey, here's the first hole, I can picture it, I'm going to pick a target that looks like that I can relate to, I'm going to hit the shot I hit, whatever the outcome is. I should kind of know from the hole where I ended up. I could tell myself what's the next golf shot I'm going to hit. And I can use that visualization to gain confidence. And most guys, whether you're going to do it all 18 holes, that first tee shot, playing that first hole out of the gate for everybody should be a bit nerve-wracking. Whether you're so confident of your game it doesn't matter, or you're just new to golf, or whatever's going on, being able to just play that first hole in your head, hopefully confidently, before you do it will set you up, I think, as well as you can. But yeah, no, I would say that when I talk about how crazy you can get, I would tell you, you can just get a hole and sit there and just from 2-3 inches away roll balls at it, so you just see how balls fall in the hole from each side. So then when I go play, if I see breaking putts, straight putts, I can just see the way I would want the ball to fall in the hole, because I've just sat there and done it over and over and over. So if it's breaking right to left, I would see it come into the hole this way and this way. I've done that before. And I think it makes me a better putter, because after you read the break, you see how far you are, you're judging uphill and downhill. The reactionary part just becomes the last look that your brain can calculate how hard to hit it, what direction to hit it, where is it going in.
Yeah.
And straight putts, I see it going right in the middle, left or right, it's going to come in at this regard. And I can tell you, I'd like to say I've been playing that much lately, but there's been times that you get into this space, and people tell you in any sport that you're kind of out of this world, but like, I can tell you putts that, like, when I was in the zone, I'm seeing this putt, and I'm like, I think it's just going to be soft enough for all, like, the rare thing, you hit the bottom of the hole and it's going to loop back in. And like, how would you predict that? Next thing you know, you roll the ball 15 feet, 20 feet away from you. It hits the bottom of the hole and goes in, and everybody's like, man, that was a great putt. I'm like, you don't even know the half of it. I saw that happen like 2 seconds before I did it,
That's awesome.
And it hopefully gets that racking. And most good golfers, when they're asking for help, is because the picture they're painting isn't happening enough. And then they ask somebody, hey man, I always see this happening, or even on other ends, I've been doing this for years. I think if I paint this picture, my stats go up. Do you agree? How would I paint that picture? And then you got to paint the picture. Then you got to start trusting it. And then so, yeah, no, the visualization is, I think, 90% of what the sport is.
I do too, yeah.
If you can learn how to just confidently hit a golf shot, to me, it may be a little easier said than done. I always believe that's not the hard part of the game. The game is taking what you can do, hitting it, and then trying to get it in the hole. And then the visualization is,
because then you can just
90% of the game. It's why guys get on runs, or they're playing amazing golf. It's why they can fall off, is they lose whatever it was that made them see it so clearly. Is they practice endlessly to attain it. More guys even practice harder when they have it, so that they just, I'm really good right now. You can't get me off the driving range. Where people think they spend most of the range when they suck. Most good players, if they're sucking, they just start going to the course for a little bit, and then once they feel good about it, they go back to the range and start beating balls while it's feeling pretty good. Not always the case, but anyways, and anything you can do, because everybody sees it different. It's why some people put lines on the ground for putting. Anything that makes sense to you when it comes to swing. Visual aids of some sort that are either you're looking at, that people put poles and sticks up, something that makes you see what the picture that you want to paint. Those visual aids are great. And for me, dead off the bat, where I guess I'd end that, target lines. Practicing so much with sticks that when you walk out onto the golf course, the golf shot, whether it's top golf here or anything, the first thing your brain is, okay, where's it going? I can see a stick towards it, so that when I walk up, whatever my routine is based off is that stick. That, I would tell you, is the number one thing. Putting, chipping, driving, practicing with alignment sticks, whether it's you're a guy who wants it in front of you, some guys want it behind them, on the side, 2, 3, 6 of them, whatever it is. If you've got a way that you can just walk up so that when you get to the golf course, you're like, hey, I want to go there. I can see my grid, so now when I walk up, I just, like a robot, try to set to that grid. And to the point I've got guys with, that have their own practice mats that put pieces of tape so that when they come back, take a week off, the ball's in the same spot, their feet point the same way, and they just start with comfort. I know that's when I was hitting it really good, I put pieces of tape to tell me where everything was.
Yeah.
I was smoking the ball. So if I was smoking the ball that day from this spot, and I put myself in that spot, I'm not smoking the ball, something's probably wrong with the golf swing, if I'm all funky one way or the other. So
I'm going to do that on my mat because I got to get it's yard week time or yard work time, so I'm going to get everything cleaned up, and I am putting tape.
Well, and you wait till you're hitting a couple good shots in a row, you feel good, and then you're just like, all right, there's my left toe, there's my right toe, there's the ball, and anything that just, I could walk back up and set right to this spot, do it again. Usually that's a good base point to get into, and then a lot of guys have it color coded. They're like, okay, here's my wedges, here's my 7-iron, because maybe there's slight little. You can get as crazy as you want to get with it, and that is the beauty of the game. I think everybody's visualization for people that need every piece of information you could possibly put into a golf shot to feel confident. To people who don't. That if you give them that info, that's what you said. It's too much for that person, and they would lock up, and you could tell that they're not for them in their zone of freewheeling. And it is such a fine line.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, too much information versus the right information. Can't walk up there like a zombie. So, yeah.
Awesome, Chris. This is great. This is great.
Are you recording it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I thought we were still just talking about getting going.
That's what
you
makes
can clearly
it
see I
better.
could do this all day.
I could too. This is great. I love it.
Well, I do. I think I love what you're applying in terms of as you said, not only for all sports. I think if you could take what do the successful people do? They visualize, they make vision boards,
Yes.
They see what they want as the outcome, they see them from the outcome, what's the next step. That's how you play a golf hole. There's the hole on the green. Alright, well, what's the shot that I'm going to hold to get it in there? Well, logistically, it's probably, I don't know, a 10-foot putt. Okay, so from 10 feet, where would I want to be to get it to 10 feet? Okay, so from 10 feet, what shot do I have to hit it to there, to there? And you could just play that chess match. Okay, I missed one shot. Well, now where's the chess match lie? 10 feet from the green. How do I get the ball as efficiently as I can to that spot? Oh gosh, yeah. And life is that way. And I think the best, most successful people at anything in their own brain can put the goal out there, see the ways to get there, enough that they want to follow those goals, and it's something that interests them enough that they will stick to it, and it's so easier said than done.
Oh yes, way easier, because there are going to be so many different things
that
come
take your
along.
visualization. Like, God bless America, and especially as anybody that has any attention issues, seeing that clear picture is tough. What's the most important thing to be doing right this moment towards that end goal? If you can bottle that up and sell it, man, I'll get some shares and we'll join each other in Hawaii and play golf all afternoon, drinking Mai Tais and talking about how we can visualize birdies.
Exactly.